Amreen, bit of a hiccup last week against UQ.
hmm
What happened?
Well, look, I don't think
They're
we can
tough.
blame
They're
them.
tough.
Yeah, and I'm actually pretty proud of us. We came such a long way when, in our batting. I think we're finally beginning to understand what it means to build partnerships
Hmm.
and, good partnerships that really last. Um, those those really tough overs. And look, yeah, uni, they do have a really, really strong bowling attack and batting attack. So um, I think I think we definitely learnt a lot, but it is a bit unfortunate that, we still don't have that sort of strength to win against those type of teams.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But this is sort of a little bit, well, it was a thing of the past, but it was a little bit rare where you didn't bat the full complement of overs, and so you've hit the nail on the head by building those partnerships to get you to that. So, like you had them seven down, so you bat the 50 overs out, and it's a completely different ballgame.
Yeah, exactly. And I think maybe 20 or 30 runs
Yeah.
on our side, we definitely could have had them. Yeah.
Yeah, well, look, great, good sides, respond. You learn more from a loss than you do from a win, and I think you've just
Yeah.
hit the nail on the head there. So, somebody, you obviously need somebody to go on with it. Zoe did quite well, but you just needed a few other players to go with her, and it didn't have to be a lot of runs, as you said, 30 or 40. So, yeah. Anyway, you're up against, I think, Sandgate this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Now
Yes.
they're on equal points as you guys. Is that right?
Yeah, I believe so. So,
29 points.
it'll be tricky, but I have faith and if I think I think we're able to, come close in maybe one game, but we will have to win the next couple.
Yeah,
Um,
I think you need to take your mind off I brought it up just for the viewers where the points were, but I don't think you. I think you guys need to put the blinkers on, not worry about that scoreboard and play your natural game. If you start worrying about what the scoreboard is or the standings are, you might come unstuck. So I think you've learned a lot. You're not, yeah, you're not in fourth spot because you're a nice bunch of guys. You've got the ability to go all the way, and you've made fourth spot. So you're at Bill Aubrey this weekend. That's a good plus.
yeah, I love bowling there. It's probably one of my favorite wickets. So
That's
yeah,
good. That's the
good
way to go.
plus.
So, just quickly, second grade unfortunately got toasted by the Bulldogs, but they'll have another crack. I think it's are they up against? Hang on, I'll get my stats right here. They are up against. You might be able to tell me actually. This weekend they are up against South. Is that right?
Oh yeah, I believe so. Norman
At,
Gray.
at Norm Gray, yeah, that's fine. So, okay, and since I spoke to you last, obviously Zoe coming the WNCL. I think it might be on this weekend. I'm not too sure, but
Yeah.
some players, obviously Astrid gets selected since I spoke to you last. How good's that?
Yeah, I know. I've known her for quite a while now, and it's so good watching her grow up and yeah, growing with her, watching her, and she's now learning how to bowl spin, so she's under really good guidance with me, Clutter, and Shashi. Yeah.
All right, now Shashi, I'm trying to get hold of Shashi. Obviously from Sri Lanka. We've
hmm
had players from America. We've had places from
Yeah.
far away places. I think maybe even Logan. But no, I don't know about that one. But how good is it to have that mixture and you learn something? I think I spoke to you about this before with Jess from obviously the US. But Shashi, tell us a little about her.
Yeah, no, she's been wonderful ever since she's been here. And it's really good. She gets so involved. She's always at training nice and early. And so you can always, she's very approachable. You can go up to her, have a normal conversation, and then still talk about cricket. And yeah, she's a key role because, Claudia and I are still pretty young and learning, and she's probably one of the right mentors
Yep.
for both of us. And we all three of us bowl different spins, so I think we're all learning from each other. But yeah, obviously she's got that experience that we'd really like. Yeah.
Well, the subcontinent players just have that.
Yeah.
I don't know how they must have got like a sixth finger to make that thing fit through the air here. So when you take different bowling styles, has she asked you some questions about how you bowl?
Um, No, she doesn't really ask like
She
questions about
watches.
that. Yeah, yeah, she definitely observes a lot, and she's so smart that even though she doesn't bowl leggies herself, she knows exactly what I have to do to, either bowl faster, turn it more, where to pitch it, and that's really tricky to do. So
Yeah. I think it's courageous. Anybody who's a leg spinner. I mean, for you to get it on the mark coming out of the back of the hand rather than the front, it's always a little bit hard as well. Flight, as you said, into the wind, without the wind. I'm assuming you like to bowl into the wind if there is any at Bill Aubrey, which is not until late in the afternoon. Do you have a preference end at Bill Aubrey?
oh yeah, I do. It's the far end.
You
So
like to bowl towards the White House?
yeah. Um gosh, I don't think I've bowled too many overs from, that close end,
Clubhouse
but
end.
the club,
Mm,
yeah. But
mm.
I always pick that spot, definitely. I
Okay.
always try and bowl from the far end, and but whatever comes along, if Zoe wants me bowling from clubhouse end, I'll do it. And I think either side really works.
Okay. With but with Zoe, or whether it's Clodagh, the boss, who's skipper, and obviously they don't know much about leg spin, so they rely heavily upon your ideas of where you want your field placed. Do they listen to what you want, and do you get it?
Yeah, no, they definitely listen, but I think both Zoe and Clodagh, they know exactly what I want. And I think obviously if I'm bowling every week, it'll be similar. And no, I think definitely from the beginning of the season, um, when I go to bowl and like look around, I think everyone's already in their positions where I want them.
Mm,
Um, so Zoe's really good. She's always on top of that. And Clodagh, she knows me really well. So
mm.
she understands the game too. So it's actually quite easy for me. I think I only really change it if I bowl, say if I'm bowling really bad or like really good, I'll either bring some people under the lid or yeah, get in real close. But no, I think as soon as I start bowling, my field's already set.
All right.
So yeah.
Have you ever bowled the new ball?
Um, no, not at Wynnum, I don't
Would you
think.
like to?
Oh, look, maybe if the opportunity came, I'd be ready, but I do like holding the older ball. Yeah, I
Okay.
get a bit more grip. As you can see, I'm always rubbing my hand on the ground, always getting some of that dirt on my hand so I can actually grip it.
All right. Fantastic. Under the lid, who's the go-to person? Who's the
Beck,
volunteer who wants to go underneath
yeah.
the lid?
It's definitely Beck Riddle. Um, I can always trust her there. It's either, yeah, like silly mid off or either maybe at that point.
Yep.
Um, but I can always trust her there. And I think we even had Polly, I think, maybe under the lid last year. I'm not
Wow.
quite sure, but
Okay.
they got safe hands.
You mentioned the word trust. Do you guys trust each other that you're going to get the job done? Do you go out there as a pack, as 11 or 12 people, you trust the person next to you, they're going to do their best? It doesn't necessarily mean they're going to perform well, but you trust the people. You don't think, oh, I don't know whether she should be in here, but you trust the selection process and the side you got when you cross that chalk.
Yeah, I definitely trust the selection process. I think rewarding people that come to training is really important too.
Yes, good.
But everyone lives everywhere, so that's really hard. But everyone we've performed in the past, we're performing now, and I think Harsha knows who's going to perform for us in the future. So I think it is a balance of kind of, yeah, who comes to training and who also has shown these like performances and
Yeah.
you know
I remember hearing an interview with Greg Chappell about selections, and he said, because everybody's talented, how do you pick somebody who's special? He says, you actually watch them at training when they know you're not watching them. And so Harsha, like he'll come out with a tree, you can't see him, he's camouflage, or, he just walks past like an old man, which he does very well, by the way. But you can see the commitment you have at training when you don't think he's watching. I'm not sure what Harsha says, whether he does that, but Greg Chappell seems to find you can find out what somebody's doing when they know you're not looking at it. Because everybody can be nice and
Yeah.
everything when the boss is watching. But yeah, do you
Mm.
find that is that a good way for a selection process to be? You're all very talented. You just got to find that right 11.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I think, I guess it doesn't always come down to stats. It comes down
Yeah,
to, team like leadership and
correct.
who really works hard. So
Right.
I think, yeah, even when Harsh is not watching, it's that integrity and sort
Ah,
of
come
like
on.
discipline. Yeah.
Yeah, terrific. And one last question, talking about Clodagh, the boss, and Zoe. Ever have aspirations to captain?
Oh, no, yeah, definitely. I think unfortunately the under 19 Kirby short competition got cancelled this year. So I was actually looking really forward to that because it
Yeah,
would have been my last year. So I think, being probably one of the oldest in that comp, I might have had,
yeah.
something to do with that leadership group, and I have in the past. So that's a bit unfortunate, but definitely in the next coming years, I'll still be learning and
All right.
um yeah,
Heads or tails?
tails.
Yeah, it never fails. Good on you. Amreen, thank you so much for your time. Look,
No
we'll talk
worries.
to you. As I said, eyes off the points table. Get the job done against the Gators this weekend, and hopefully, yeah, learn from what you did last weekend. Bat the full 50 overs out. Build those partnerships if you bat first. And obviously, you've got the spinners, the tweakers there to get the job done. Amreen, thank you so much, and good luck on the weekend. And go the Eagles.
Thanks, John.
No worries.